Okay, and today I'm going to watch some Japanese league. I'm pretty sure it is playoffs. Haven't watched playoffs, or sorry, haven't watched Japanese league in a while, but come on, it's always good. It's JTEKT Stings versus Tokyo Great Bears. So we got, you guys should know JTEKT, they got Sekita, the Japanese league, or Japanese team setter. Miyaura, the right side, who kind of stole that spot over Nishida. We got TJ Defalco, and we got Lucarelli. TJ Defalco, American. Lucarelli, Brazilian. Ferreira, he's from Portugal. He's an outside. Muzai, he's from Poland. He's an opposite. Goto, he's an outside. He is from Japan. And I think Ito is also from Japan. And then their setter is Japanese as well. Let's get into it, though. It'll be a good game, I think. Going to 4 sets here. I think, I just love the way that Miyaura approaches, like, how much he just loads into this step right here. Boom. But pancake save, pancake cover there. Your tips are there. Yeah, and maybe this guy might be a little bit young, but yeah, that's a tough one. That's a brutal one. That's a brutal one to let drop. Even if you see someone else going for it, I'd say just dive through because, I would rather you run into them than get messed up in that way. And, this tip can be really good, but if you show it too early, and that means that if you show it too early, then Lucarelli comes in, then it no longer works because he's just right there anyways. You can turn it into an almost free ball there. Let's just see this approach here from TJ Defalco. Comes in almost directly from the ref stand there and just blasts it down the line. Really nice swing there. And that's why having that much of an angle, having more of an angle when you're coming in as an outside, as a righty outside, it's good because you can just cross it over your body if you want to break it down the line. But then if it dies inside and you're coming in at an angle, you can just kind of rip it sharp cross, Like that ball dies inside, rip it sharp cross. And he obviously stayed high enough to where that block couldn't touch it or block it or whatever, but still. Gosh, I love this libero. This guy, Ogawa. I absolutely love him. Keep an eye on him. If you're a libero and you're watching this game, keep an eye on him because his fundamentals are phenomenal. He's an aggressive player. I love this little shovel here. And, watching the Japanese league, the fundamentals, if you want to watch for good fundamentals and understand how you should be moving, you should watch the Japanese league, man. These guys are phenomenal. Or just watch the Japanese national team. They just move so clean. They move so crisp. They don't waste any movements. Yeah, everything's by the book with them, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful game. This is a really good serve. Dude contacts it from a pretty high point, floats it pretty well. It's not much spin. But then Ogawa just waits, passes it right on top of the setter's head. Beautiful. I just want to watch that one more time because I could probably learn a few things from this because this is beautiful, man. Great footwork. He's obviously doing a little bit of show and take here, showing here, taking there. But then he just sets himself up, pops it right in front of that, right on top of that setter. It's beautiful. I don't even know. I don't even know. He's probably doing certain things that I just haven't even learned yet because he's just that good. He's just like that, man. I like how this guy waits inside here. He sees that setter moving backward. And that set's probably going to die inside, so you can kind of wait on that. Because you can always approach back outside, too. That might not be as ideal as maybe approaching into the court. But, if you want to play the percentages, it's probably going to die inside maybe 80% of the time. Probably even more. Honestly, probably 95% of the time. Good take by the middle. It's just even middles. You need to get your body behind that ball so that the only thing that you're doing isn't only using your hands. Because right here you see, and outsides we can learn from this too. you know? If we don't have our hands, so he's trying to get this ball over here. Okay, that's a perfect pass. But his body is closer to the perfect spot than the ball is. You know, if he he's reaching backward, and then all he can do is just use his hands and arms to throw it towards the setter. But then look at what happens when he tries to do that. He gets it right here instead, which honestly not the worst pass. You still have 4 options pretty much. But just in an ideal world, you get your feet behind that ball so that you can use your entire body to put it where you want to be. God, look at how clean this dude's hands are. Phew, just flings it. It's good move by the middle. I want to see that defensive move here. Yeah, it just kind of bounces off, just kind of skims off his arms a little bit there. Yeah, dude, I like this kid. Ogawa. He's coming after you, Yamamoto. Oops. Good shot down the line. And again, same thing. He could rip this cross, but he chooses to go cross body like this. And it chips off the block. Beautiful. So that's Ferreira right there, number 6. And then Goto. We got fast arm swing. Very fast arm swing. Middles, if you're struggling, work on your faster arm swing. Like get your arm swing faster. Even if that means you have to shorten that approach so that you have to hit it a little bit softer. Having a quicker arm swing is gonna help you a ton. I really like this. He's not in an ideal situation, so he throws it. Worst case scenario, this dude throws it back at him. They get to run their offense again. I love Lucarelli getting on that route. Looks like he just kind of spatches that ball out of bounds a little bit there. I hope no one got hurt. You know, and Brazilians speak Portuguese, so that's kind of cool. These guys can probably talk to each other. I mean, I assume that both of them speak different languages as well, but it's just an interesting thing. Just throws it in between their hands. You know, and like when you're doing stuff like this where you're throwing, you're pressing, you're tipping, whatever, understand the block and what they're going to do and what's going to work with blocking. Because, you know, like if you can throw it in between their hands, in between these two guys, or in between their hands here, or off a finger here or whatever, like the placement is obviously going to be so much more important than how hard you throw it or whatever like that. Because if you just throw it blindly, that's probably not going to work out phenomenally for you. He transitions to a back one here. Watch the middle. Transitions hard. Transitions to a back one. It spreads the offense really nicely. I actually really like that. And then it also puts a lot of pressure on him. You know, and like, I don't know. The harder you transition as any position, but the harder you transition as a middle, most importantly. I feel like that adds so much to the setter's offense. You know, and like that actually probably makes a big difference on a setter's, you know, hitting percentage that they keep for their team. Why did he do this? Okay, 1 touch, 2 touches, 3. Okay, that makes sense. A little semi-tempo. And again, like, same thing, though. He's throwing it in between the blockers. He's throwing it around this guy. But if he did it blindly, then it wouldn't have worked, and then it just messes with the defense there. But, I don't know. If you're a middle and you transition really, really hard, really, really well, and, like, you can make yourself an option constantly, you're going to do so much for your setter. And that other team, that blocking scheme, is going to be under fire, you know? Miyaura, man, look at that. And look, like, I really like how low he gets, and he just keeps his hips at the same height the entire time he's approaching, and then it's just his legs exploding, you know? Like, he might dip a little bit, but most of the time his hips are pretty much staying the exact same height, and that means that he's not going to waste a ton of energy. when that ball dies inside, it's really rare for you to have line open right there. Some people will dive a ton. If you're playing against a blocker that dives a ton, whatever, fine. But again, like this setter's getting moved back, that ball's going to die inside. That block, where the block is probably going to be right here. So you have sharp cross, you have high over the top to the deep corner. And if you want to go off the hands, off the arm here, then you have to go really, really sharp, probably have to aim out of bounds. But that's just one situation, you know. But again, like, ball might die inside right here, high off the hands, that's fine. But like if he would have tried to go line from where that ball is, he might not get that around. Like he has to go really, really good angle, and when he's reaching there, it's really hard to get around that ball and take it where you need it to be. You know, and like ideally, yeah, if you can do it, then fine, you know, it works. But if you can't, then you're going to get blocked, you're going to get clamped, probably. Having the lefty run around and the middle gets confused, hesitates. And that's why right there, like I want my middles, I want my setter, I want everyone to be able to receive a serve, a short serve, whatever it may be, whatever situation they're going to get caught in, because it just makes it so much easier to play with them. You know, because you don't have to, oh shoot, he's going to take it. Or like if I'm that guy that is taking it, oh shoot, I don't want to mess this up, and then I mess it up, you know, because you're thinking about messing it up. If you're thinking about messing something up, you're going to mess it up more. So it's just how sports psychology works, man. Like in games, you want to have like realistic confidence. But sometimes you need that realistic confidence to turn into unrealistic cockiness, so that you can go for something, and then you'll need a little bit of luck to fulfill it. But like to be great, you're going to need a ton of confidence and a ton of luck. There's a lot more to it as well, obviously, but you'll definitely need those two things too. I mean, come on, look at this set here. Look at, like, you're going to get into a situation where that setter chased something down, it ball's right on top of your head, nobody else is even close, you got to take this ball. And look at how good of a ball he puts up there. And then TJ Defalco is able to chop this really nicely. Like a situation like this where these guys are standing here, that ball dies inside, these guys are able to place their block to a point where it's fine. They leave a little bit of line there. Like if it's this far inside, it's easier to hit that line because there's more available. I mean, just solely based on where this ball is right here, right where his contact would be. He has, I don't know, 7 feet probably, 6 feet of space probably, 6 to 7 feet of space right there that he can swing into in this lane. He's good, but he just has to make sure that he's around the block. He just has to make sure that he's getting around the block there. So, yeah, there's that. 24-15. Uh-oh. Terrible pass. He's a big boy, though. He's a big dude. Ferreira. Portugal. Big dog. Big hoss. Getting kills. Flare. Alright, put a little passing sub in for Lucarelli there. And look at how he's leaning away from the ball, too. Like, that ball, okay. While it's coming in there, that ball is coming right here. He knows it's coming right here. He's leaning away from it. And then as it's hitting him, boom, he just pops it right on top of the center. Wow, that's beautiful. Love it. What a time to do this, too. 24-16. Finish it off. Get some momentum for the next one. And also, like, we might as well go through. We might as well talk about this. Look at how he's here. He's here like it's a normal approach. He might be kind of looking here, whatever. But then, I'm not talking to Siri. What's she talking about? Anyways, he's here like normal, and then he just dives in there, and his momentum takes him towards the ball here. He's jumping from here. The ball's landing there. He lets his momentum finish the job. Because if you're trying to get there and jump straight up and then bounce it, most of the time the blockers are going to see that early enough to make the adjustment and get in front of you. Like the ideal situation is that you completely fake them out and they're no longer an option up there. Beautiful, beautiful dig. Gosh, that is beautiful. Drops in there. Scoop. Both hands go after it. Not together. They're separate, but they both go after it. That's beautiful. What a dang dig, man. And then TJ Defalco gets his feet there. He jumps later than these guys. See how that works a little bit too. He gets off the ground a lot later than these guys, and he has more time up there and just presses through the block there. Boom, gets the kill. Beautiful. But the biggest thing, the most important thing that I feel like a lot of people struggle with when they're trying to do something like this is getting their feet to the ball. Look at how close he gets his feet to the ball. And no longer is it a normal approach. He's stutter stepping the entire way from here. Stutter step, stutter step, stutter step, stutter step. Jumping awkwardly, athletically, and then just pressing the ball. Beautiful. Oh, that's a beautiful serve. I'm going to try and be doing this a lot this weekend. It's just a tough serve to pass, dude. Like, it's just an angle that is coming at you that you don't see that much. And, like, I don't know, that scene just gets a little confusing sometimes, man. I don't know. I mean, this is still a beautiful serve, though. From here to there, cutting completely. A little cross body action. Gotta love it. Gotta love it, man. Got to love it. And then he goes the other way. Gets that ball a little bit further on his right. And, like, there's really small proportions that you want to kind of have the ball here, whatever. You can adjust your body to make sure it happens. But, like, when you're trying to do that, you just want to lean the other way, lean away from the ball a bit so that your arm just can have a little bit more mobility and speed going that way. No matter what, you need clean contact with your hand, though, so that you can still have it be a predictable from your arm swing, if that makes sense. Like, so that it can match what your arm swing tells it to do, if that makes sense. Because if your arm swing's swinging this way, and that's telling the ball to go that way, but then your hand contact is like this, and I'm contacting like this, that's telling the ball to go that way. So you got to have those two things match, you know? Those are the only two things that will be telling the ball to go anywhere, if that makes sense. Beautiful. You know, Miyaura, he doesn't take that big of an angle out here on that D, which is interesting. Maybe he's just really good at the wrist away, that thumb down swing. Maybe that's why he does it. I don't know. But, yeah, when you're swinging on a serve, let's just only talk about serves right now, because I feel like there's more variables with swings. But just serving, you're telling the ball to go where you want it to go in two ways, by your arm swing and by your hand contact, okay? Like, let's just take this one, for example, okay? He's swinging. Let's see where his arm swing takes it. Okay, his arm swing takes it. It's really hard to swing. But it looks like his arm swing goes right here, but then his hand contact is probably this much on that side of the ball, so then it takes it that much further. I hope that makes sense. I don't think I should get too far into that, because that's physics and random stuff. But good ball, good set, goes for it. I really like this. Look at how much space Lucarelli covers here too. He runs and then takes his approach, and then once, like, he just is running, but then once he gets onto this left foot, he just 1-2 and swings. I like that a lot. It's a tough one. Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough situation. I mean, getting a swing on that was great. Then they just got a nice soft touch, so I mean, it didn't work phenomenally for JTEKT there. Floater. Ooh. And, you know, I feel like the middles should know if they're doing some show and take type of stuff too. But yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter that much. Still such a great pass. Like, being able to run the middle off of a diving pass, it's not something you should be, like, expecting. Like, that's really, really impressive. And then he gets got with a free ball. Just take the free ball, man. Even if it means that you're out and you're no longer an option, take the free ball. Dude, take the free ball. Nobody wants to get scored on with a free ball. That would stink. That would stink, wouldn't it? So don't get scored on by a free ball. Okay. Semi and a bang. Oh, Lucarelli swings out. Tokyo Great Bears are taking a little run here off of this guy's float serve. Dude, floats will give you some trouble sometimes, man. They really will. Ooh, hello. Whoa. Somebody got net. Ooh, he's not happy about that. Float serve, Lucarelli takes it with his hands. I just want to see where he is with that float serve. That float serve's right there, so it's a little bit easier. But, like, he's also falling away. So, because he's falling away, look at where it goes, okay? That ball dies a little bit inside, a little bit off the net, because he's falling away a bit. And obviously he can compensate with his hands and how he finishes his hands and arms. But, like, just think about that, because it really does make a very big difference with passing floats, passing everything, okay? But the same thing there. He's falling away a little bit, so it's just a few feet off. You know, those things won't make, well, sometimes they'll make miles and miles of difference. But a lot of the time, it'll just be tiny little bits off of perfect. But, like, those are still things you can fix. If there are things that are making you pass 10 feet away from where the target is, fix those things first and then go for the small things. But, like, you got to think about, when watching film, try to see where your momentum is going during your contact. Look at footwork. Look at your hips for passing, most specifically, I'd say. Look at your hips. Look at where the ball is according to, or as compared to where your body is, I guess. The ball compared to the body. Yeah, I mean, that's not even just for passing, but it's actually for a lot of different things. Really nice touch. And, like, this is all you can really ask for from a middle in system like this. I mean, middle's not really too crazy of an option, but still. Like, this is a great touch. Puts it up there. Now we can get a swing. There's two options up there. And he just takes it hard into the angle, and he takes it high enough to where it hits his hands and goes out. If he takes it lower, it's probably hitting into the court, getting blocked there. If he takes it high enough to where they can get it. And just a really good finish with the hands here. And, like, he probably can't tell too well, but, like, he finishes his hands with such perfect timing that when it hits his hands, he's able to bring it down because of the timing of it. You know, that'll turn. If you're getting a lot of soft blocks that you want to turn into kill blocks, think about how you're finishing your hands. Think about the timing that you're finishing your hands with. Because maybe the timing is a little bit late. Maybe it's a little bit early. You know, like, yeah. Just small little adjustments sometimes. Not always huge adjustments. Dime ski. Bang. Ka-chow. And he still goes into it with an angle. Okay, still beautiful. Beautiful. I feel like so many pro teams are having that outside approach a little bit further inside the court these days. It's a good approach, though. Good approach. Same thing. Look at how he gets his feet there. Look at how much space he covers from here, from this step to these two steps right here. Then he's able to jump straight up and just press right into the block there. And again, like I said earlier, tipping in between people's hands, it's because there's the most amount of space there. The ball can usually fit in between people's arms and just go right under there and funnel. Ooh, missed serve. Yikes. Who's the 0-1? Is Lucarelli the 0-1? Interesting. Good swing by Lucarelli there. But, like, I mean, you can kind of see right here. Look how he tries to take his momentum towards the setter more because he's trying to get it over there to the setter. Backhand flipper. Whoa, Kintara. Oh, my gosh. Everyone's freaking out. Everyone's freaking out. He slipped. He slipped. That is not ideal. 21-19. Dime. Oh, come on, dude. That is so good. I mean, from such a small setter, too. Look at how he just beats. He beats him to that ball, and he's able to just put up a perfect ball. And also, look at how much Miyaura hesitates. He doesn't. Okay, he trusts his setter. Please trust the setter so that they can do more stuff like that, okay? Trust your setter, and then adjust off of it, okay? You can also just wait, you know, if your tempo is slow enough, but, like, if it's not, then you got to go. You got to go for it, you know? I think that might be in. Float serve, maybe a hybrid, yep. And, you know, oftentimes with a hybrid, you can see how high the toss is, but you can also see how hard they approach, too. I feel like the trick with hybrids like that is trying to see their approach. Trying to see their approach and see their toss and see what they're doing early enough so that you don't have to adjust off of, like, it just gives you a few more seconds to decide if you're taking with platform hands or move your feet to wherever they need to go, you know? Oh. But again, same thing. Like I said, focus on where you're tipping. He's trying to go across, but look at how much space he has down that line, dude. He has a ton of space down the line. If he just goes, dunks it right there, it's probably scoring, even though Sekita is a G on defense. But again, both of these dudes, they both tried dunking it into the block. They tried dunking it to score, but then both of them went into the block and got blocked off of it. And then Ferreira's real mad about it. Bro, you got blocked, homie. That ain't their fault. That's a nice swing. Yeah, ball's inside. He's okay with that. Bang. He takes it into the seam there. You just gotta see it. The only thing I will say is if I'm coaching somebody and I'm like, hey, and they swing into the seam, if I ask them, did you see the seam? Please just be honest with me, okay? Because I want to know if I need to be like, dude, you got to focus back in, or if I can say, bro, you're locked in, you're doing great, okay? Because there's a small little adjustments. But if I ask you that question, if I'm your coach and I ask you that question, either be honest or in turn be honest with yourself. Because if you tell me, no, I saw it, but in reality you actually didn't, then you have to take it upon yourself to be like, okay, I didn't actually see it. I need to lock back in. Play is getting a little bit messy here. Miyaura off the hands, deep into the court there. Two options. Oh, the barrel, get out of the way, homie. Wow. Look at how light he is on his feet here. He just jumps up. And, like, jumping up like that just allows your hips to have space to move and make an angle. What a pass, bro. What a freaking dig. That's crazy. And it's right on top of the setter's head. Out of bounds. 24-24. 24-24. Dime. A little bit low. Takes it. Boom. You know, I actually really like them approaching inside the court a little bit more. Like having that ball be ideally a little bit more into the court. I like that a lot. For a few reasons. More space to the line. More momentum going into the cross. Easier to adjust to. Easier to set, probably. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But then you also need to make sure that there's a very strict limit to how far the 3 or the 31 or the wide, whatever you call it, the 30, whatever you call it, how far that thing can go. 26. 27, 26. Bang. Deep into the court there. I like this. I like this defense, except it's a little bit too shallow. And when you're further up, when you're too shallow, it also just gives you less time to react. So I'm a big fan of staying deep, going and getting that ball in front of you. 28, 27, let's see what happens here. 28, 28, lots of missed serves now. Lucarelli right in his hands, get popped. Ka-chow right down the line. Ooh, somebody might have been in the net, no? Good take by this right side. Hey, you're not sure where everyone is. It's right in front of you, go take it, put up a good ball. 29, 28, Tokyo Great Bears. The dunk over the top. That'll do it. That'll do it, man. That'll be nice. Lucarelli's not handling these float serves too well. If he gets his hands there a little bit earlier, he might be able to, but Sekita with a nice float serve. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's really nice. Good take by that freaking middle, dude. Good angle. Good angle take there. Pretty good pass, not the best, but well, maybe a little bit too tight. Wow. And that's crazy. Off the hands right there. Wow. Yeah, TJ Defalco's nice up the pipe, dude. It just lets him get that ball in front of him and just blast it. You know? Bombs away. It's out of bounds. Lots of missed serves to finish that second set there. In crunch time, too, which is not what you want to see. But again, same thing. Look at how TJ Defalco approaches into the court here. He sees that Sekita's fallen away. Approaches really far into the court. Gets his feet there. And then just tips it. Because then when it's too far, if you, like, obviously, ideally, you want to see where that ball is and get to that ball perfectly. But if you just overdo it, then that just means that you can either tip with your left hand or tip behind the head, whatever it is. But if it's too far away from you still, like if you don't get your feet there enough, it's really hard to do anything, honestly. I would rather overrun it than underrun it. For sure. Ooh, hello. Really nice. Ka-chow. Ka-chow, right on top of the setter said no. I like this too. I feel like running away, when it's quick like that, it's really hard for him to set the right side there. So I like that middle, fronting the middle. Ooh, he got it up. No, he didn't. I lied. 3-3. Okay, pass. Yeah, and JTEKT's just handling the serve and pass way better right now. Great time to do it. I think that's a great choice. You see Lucarelli's under the block there. Trying to cover that tip, and then boom, nobody's up. Good choice. It's all about decision making, man. Understanding the game helps you make better decisions. Ooh. They didn't like that. They did not like that at all. Who's this center, or who's this coach over here? This dude looks young as heck. And that's an interesting outfit. I don't know. Let's see this one more time. Lucarelli, ball does inside, he gets it. This little soft block back to him. And takes it angle. And I think I've said this before, but if you get one, you have a pretty good swing, go the other way next time. You swing cross, you get soft block, swing line next time. Because that blocker, I feel like that blocker should do exactly what he just did. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of like a little principle where, as a blocker, if you touch that ball, do the same thing again. As a hitter, if they touch that ball, go the other way. You know, like, I feel like that's a pretty simple principle. Makes sense to me, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just kind of willy-nilly. Everything's a guess. But that makes sense to me. Out of system. Going outside to TJ Defalco. Again, he goes down the line. He goes to the line out of system a lot. So first of all, don't drop your hands. That's dumb. But also great swings by TJ Defalco. Because even if his hands are up there, that might chip off the block anyways. You know, if that ball's inside, you just have more space down the line. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm really not sure, man. Going outside. Ferreira. OT out of bounds. 9-9. Floater. Oh, it was inbounds. I was wrong. Inside the court, bang. Ooh, yeah, it looks out. Floater. 10-9. Outside again. Runs it cross. And, you know, I feel like maybe TJ should be more angled towards that cross so that it's easier for him to hit sharp cross there. But, I mean, it's TJ Defalco. I'm not going to tell him how to play volleyball. What a swing, man. What a swing. Like, Miyaura is facing that cross really well right there. And then he just swings straight forward right into the lap of him, but still. And I love this back one in transition because it just makes that middle dive toward him a bit. And then if you're trying to get this guy to jump or whatever, put another guy right in front of him. You know, if you want him to be standing blocking, put another hitter right in front of him so that he has to kind of decide and then not be able to make a big swing block move. I don't know. Why is nobody else up there, dude? He gets pushed back. Libero's setting, but dude, what are you both doing? You're lucky that Libero's freaking saving your skin there. You know, these guys don't use their middle that much. They really don't in the Japanese league. Middles don't get that much action. It's all in the pin's hands. Which makes sense. That is kind of just volleyball as a whole anyways. Dime, right on top of the setter set again. Miyaura, cross, right into the laps. But they didn't get it up here. Serve. Really good. He gets in front of him. He gets in front of that dive. You know, I heard one of my close buddies, he's in middle. I heard him say I'd rather, on like a push route when he's jumping that way, he said he'd rather have it be too far. I'm not sure how I feel about that. Let me know in the comments how you guys feel about that. Because I think, no matter what, that ball needs to be in front of you. But I think I would rather that ball, I don't know. Is that ball? I don't know. Maybe he's right. He might be right. Because then the momentum's just going there and you can just keep flying and then just pop it. But, I don't know. Yeah, I think he's right because I feel like you get more time toward that ball if that guy misses it in front of you. Floater, Lucarelli again. They're really just throwing it at Lucarelli every time now, which is fair enough. I probably would too. Good choice. Good choice by Ferreira. I would like him to kind of work harder in transition, not just stand here on like a high pass like that. So that he has more than just 3 small steps. But still good swing, stays high, whatever, you know? Over top. It's a quick route. It's a quick one. Got 2.5 guys up there. Just goes through the hands. You know, honestly, like off the pipe too. Swing hard, dude. Swing hard and high because it's going to be really hard for them to... I mean, nobody makes a swing block move on a pipe. Nobody does. So, swing high into the hands. They're going to be a lot lower than they would on a swing block move. So, if you're swinging high off the hands there, if you're swinging high and deep into the court, even if you swing to the 6, you might be okay. Unless you're playing against a guy who's, you know, contacting it really, really high. Let's see here. Another Lucarelli serve receive specialist there. Dimes. This guy's nice. This guy's nice. That's what he does. I respect it. Yeah, and right there, if he's not going to fake anybody out, I mean, it loses a lot of its purpose if he's not going to fake anything out there. Off the hands, but they played it. Miyaura chops it short. Decent move by the middle here. Decent defensive move here. Creeps into it, launches off of his feet, runs through the ball, contacts it, keeps going. Really nice. I like that run through. I mean, especially from a middle too, that's very impressive. You know, JTEKT's kind of getting booty clapped right now. They're getting spanked right now. 16-22. Pretty rare, I'd say. Ooh, little cross. Sharp cross action here. Really like that. Again, same thing. His arm swing's telling him right there. His arm swing's probably aiming right there, but then his hand is thumb down. Brings it there. Bang. Yeah. What makes more of a difference, arm swing or hand? I think probably the hand. The arm contact. The arm swing probably makes more of a difference. I don't like how lazy this is by TJ Defalco. He just walks and then just barely dodges it. Kind of would be scary if I'm that guy passing that ball. I'd be kind of freaked out trying to pass that ball, but they had a big lead. They were down a lot in that set, so it makes sense. But I don't know. That's not what I would want to see, especially if it's like my team captain or something like that. I would not want to see that from my teammate, where like, oh whatever, we're down a few points, I'm just gonna give up. Nah, man, that's not good body language. Especially if that game's not over. I mean, no matter what, you shouldn't be doing that. But like, if that game's not over, come on, push it through. It's volleyball. You never know what happens. Yeah, it's off the antenna there. Okay, good. Yeah, I thought they weren't going to call that. That would be pretty crazy. It definitely hit the antenna. You know, I feel like one of the things that Japanese setters do really well is they all contact the ball at the same point, and then it's just they finish their hands to that window really, really well. Like, they let that ball go into their hands and then just finish wherever they need. Like, balls in their hands, go wherever they want. So, like, it's really hard to read those types of setters. You know, honestly, like, at higher levels, it kind of gets to a point where you shouldn't be trying to read a setter because a lot of them can do so many different things. And so you're just like, all right, I probably can't read them. I just need to wait, you know. But in system, you need that extra few seconds, so I guess it kind of makes sense. I really like this isolation here with Sekita. Like, putting two routes right in the middle of the court. Putting two routes right in the middle of the court. So this guy's isolated and this guy's isolated. And then you look at the matchups. You got Lucarelli against this guy, and you got Sekita against this outside over here against Goto. So Goto's going to win that matchup a lot. You know, Sekita's not a big blocker. Short serve right in the middle is lap. Going outside to Goto. Good lift by TJ Defalco, and then he stands there because he's saucy, he's snazzy. And again, I like this. But then I feel like he still might need to be able to get a little bit closer to that ball. I don't know. I'm not sure. Hopefully it's in the plane so he's not getting scammed or called over there, but still. Back one. Good press, good take. I like this choice for him to take cross here. Take this angle away. Because look at how much angle he has here. If I'm over here hitting right on the right side, I'm probably, chances are, just percentage-wise, there's 80 to 90% of the court over on this on this side of where the blocker is and where the ball is. So take the percentage, man. Take the percentage. Floater. Oh my gosh, were they out of rotation? I don't know. Saucy, he must have whistled. Let me see if he whistled. I want to see that whistle. Yeah, he whistles. These dudes aren't ready. Silly geese. Yeah, dude gets it. Yeah, also, like, blocking, when you're blocking, taking that line, just percentage based, honestly, isn't the best idea, isn't the best thing to do. But some guys really, really like that line, so sometimes it's the right thing to do. But I'm just saying, like, if we're just talking pure percentages, most swings are going cross, aren't they? You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Pretty sure I'm right, though. Come on. I'm usually right. Come on. I know my stuff. All I do is watch volleyball. Come on now. No, I work at the farm too, but still. Like, just percentage based. Look at how much is on this side of him. Look at how much is on this side of him. So, but then he does that and he chops it really sharp. And also, like, he might not be able to take that ball away anyways. Off of a standing block. Unless he gives away that really high deep swing. But I'd rather give away what he just did right there. It's a weird one. Out of bounds. We got 9-10. 11-9. No. 10-11. Float. Right to him. Good pass, dude. I want to see that pass one more time. Right on this platform. Right on the top of the head. And I feel like the Japanese players are really good at lifting that ball. See, this is if I say have your arms be a separate entity than your body, or if I say block in front of you, this is what I'm talking about. This is such a good move. That ball, his arms are in front of his head, and they're not blocked by his head in any way, or his shoulders. And he's blocking in front of him. He's still finishing the ball really, really well, but he's blocking in front of him, so he's over there. And he's able to take so much more, and his arms aren't disconnecting. You know, have his arms are just a separate entity from his body. You know, really nice block. I want to see it one more time. Gets his feet there, jumps straight up, blocks. And look at how well he presses, because he's a little bit late to the party there. But he presses right as he's jumping and presses right as he's making his move. Really nice block there. Really, really nice. And then he wants his get back. He doesn't get no big get back there. Give it back to him. Come on, run it back. Come on. Yes, thank you. Yes, TJ Defalco, own this dude. I don't know who he is. He's a Polish dude, but come on. Own him. Come on, TJ. Oh, come on, America. Oh, dang it. Don't give it to Miyaura. Come on. Oh my gosh, so much is happening. Oh my gosh, this is a crazy rally. I might have to rewatch this puppy. Yep, I'm rewatching it because I get to do whatever I want. This is a crazy one. This is crazy. This is a lot. This is a lot. This is a lot. There we go. Okay. Floater. Perfect pass. They run that inside route. TJ gets almost got there. Lots of crazy defense, crazy digs in this rally, so let's just pay attention to that. Good dive. I want to see that one more time. He's a little bit late, but he waits, and then he's not incorrect. You know, that's the good thing about it. And then he's able to make a good move. Press and finish his hands there. Take ball. People are trying to do a lot here. Good cover. Really nice cover. Let's see this cover by Miyaura. Immediately when he realizes he's not hitting, he immediately runs right after that ball and goes and covers. Keeps the ball alive, gives him another swing there. Lots of digs where they're just getting hit too. Those two both. And then look at TJ Defalco's flipper here. And you know, flippers prevent you getting called on a carry as well. So flippers are pretty nice. Some people are not fans of flippers, but I think I'm a fan. I think TJ Defalco might be a little bit angry as well. Now that lefty was trying to run the inside route on him. I think the Polish guy got angry first though because he got blocked. All right, let's see. Pretty decent pass. It's not the best, but it's a decent pass. Good hang. I want to see that one more time. Jumps straight up. Hangs. Keeps his arms up. Just with his fingertips there. Pretty impressive. I'm surprised that this middle didn't got there. Like, that's just good patience by that middle. And because he's patient and he understands he has more time to get over there than if it was to be set over there. So, pretty nice. Pretty nice. And I really like how Sekita just gets his hands on that ball. He's able to do whatever he wants because he's getting his hands to that ball. I think he got the pinkies there. There's always a pinky, as Ryan Parker would say. Swing. Come on. Good dig. Ball's alive. You know, the dig doesn't always have to be perfect. That stinks. But it has to be alive. Okay, that ball just needs to be up to be a good dig. That's in my opinion. That ball just has to be alive and able to be played by a teammate. Because if it can be played by a teammate, I also expect that it can be set by a teammate. So, yeah. I don't know. Sometimes even just keeping that ball alive is fine. Just depends on how hard that ball was hit and what kind of a dig was, or what kind of a swing was put right at you. Lucarelli is not passing the best in this game right now. But he can get kills right there, so I guess it's okay. He's got a good serve, too. Nice. All right, let's see here. Over top. I love this. Yeah. And, like, I mean, sometimes if there's enough spacing between these guys, then this happens. You know, like, that middle just kind of bites to the outside instead of the middle. So, like, I don't know, the spacing, like, some of the Italian teams, I can't remember if it's Perugia or if it's Piacenza, but they run it right on top of each other. I think it's Perugia. They run it right on top of each other, almost the exact same tempo. And, you know, it makes that middle bite on the middle, but sometimes the middle, when they jump, they're still up for that pipe swing. So that right there was a really good combo, really good matching and comparison of tempos. Nice. Finds the edge of the hand there. Finds the edge of the block. Let's see. We got 21-21 in the fourth. You know, I don't know. Some of these, however, he could probably get 2 arms on that and put it higher. Maybe he couldn't. Maybe I'm wrong. But I don't know. I feel like if he doesn't go with the flipper there, they can probably find something a little better. They might be able to find a swing off of it, but they're good enough to where they're getting swings anyways. They're finding a way. They're scrapping. They're getting another dig. Good block touches, though. I'm gonna put eye drops on my eyes, I think. My eyes are dry. Out of bounds. All right, we got 23-23. 2 more points. Lucarelli, low pass to Defalco. And, like, with a pass like this, when it's low like that, barely above the tape, give your hitters a little bit extra time because they're probably going to be late. Most of the time. Not always. I don't know. Floater to the middle. No more option in the middle. I like this by Lucarelli. There's no longer a middle option. Probably no pipe either because of where that guy is. It's 2 pass. And now they're going to run their offense, get a kill. Over the top to Defalco. Over the top. The spacing, TJ doesn't jump on the middle, but also has enough space to swing. It's really nice. Boom. Good game. Thanks for watching, guys.